Israel could now be on an unstoppable path to a military strike.
Israel's leaders are actively drumming up the military rhetoric.
The Israeli government will continue to work hand in hand with the local security forces against such acts of terror, and we will continue to act against them forcefully, systematically and calmly against international terror originating from Iran.
A potential Israeli-Iran clash looks more likely than ever. There is speculation a preemptive strike against Tehran's nuclear sites could happen as early as spring or summer, although that's not causing undue concern in Israel.
I think possibly people, they make their plans for vacation, Passover vacation, summer vacation. Possibly people are beginning to wonder, well, is there going to be a war? Is something going to mess it up? But I think they're probably going ahead with their vacation plans with sort of a thought in their back of their mind. It would be nice if we could get a flight that we could cancel, it's that sort of thing.
Israel has previous experience when it comes to putting an end to nuclear ambitions, which pose a potential threat. In 1981, its jets wiped out reactors in Iraq. They struck again in 2007, hitting sites in Syria. But with Iran's nuclear program, things may not be so simple.
If Israel attacks Iran, it will not stop Iran forever from getting nuclear weapons. It will only postpone it for a relatively brief amount of time. The installations are too diverse and far-flung to destroy effectively. Israel does not have U.S. support.
A White House secretary advisor was in Tel Aviv over the weekend, warning against a move on Iran, saying it was better to wait for tougher sanctions to take effect in the coming months. But minds may already be made up.
I think one of the things that to create this aura of inevitability is to shut them up, to shut up opposition at home, and of course to convince the United States and Europe that this is an inevitability. It's going to happen. Don't oppose it. In fact, why don't you help us out?
There is a question mark, however, over whether Israel has what it takes to carry out the mission.
I doubt whether we have the capability of creating damages to the extent of annihilating the program.
And even if Israel's military prowess will allow it to carry out a strike on underground facilities in Iran, located some 1,600 miles away, chances are it won't end there.
Whereas, Saddam Hussein and Bashar Assad, by the time they knew what was happening was over and could just, grumble without having to fight back. Can you imagine Iran sitting still, all day, day after day while Iran is hitting? Sure, they're going to hit back. I think any sane person realizes that there will almost guaranteed be missiles falling on Israel.
And considering Iran fought one of the 20th century's longest wars against Iraq in the 1980s, the consequences could be far-reaching and destructive. Israel has been suffering some bad weather as of late, but it's unlikely that even the strongest winds will blow the country's foreign policy off its course. And when it comes to Israel's forecast for Iran, the storm clouds seem to be growing ever darker. In Tel Aviv, Irina Galushko, RT.
Iran has halted oil sales to Britain and France in response to EU sanctions on Iranian crude imports set to start this July. Let's find out what impact that's had on the markets from our business desk.
That's right. Oil prices reached a 9-month high on Monday after Iran decided to halt exports to the countries you just mentioned. Meanwhile, Tehran is also planning to stop using the euro and the dollar when paying for imported goods from its trading partners. However, experts don't really see this driving oil prices much higher. Why? Find out in the Business Bulletin in 10 minutes.
With pressure intensified on Iran, find out online at